Hi, this is Susan. I hope you are very, very well. Composition. A composer is a person who attempts to bring about that which, without her and without her attempt, would not happen. Sometimes the composer succeeds in creating systems and contexts where an item inside that system or context is given a new meaning, a meaning it wouldn't have had it been outside that system or context. So this is a direction that Herbert gave us. You'll see with that word, composer is a person who attempts to bring about that which without her and without her attempt would not happen. Doesn't mention music. So music has been sort of distinguished from composition. And it talks about this enchanting idea that someone can make something that only that person could make. And it can be in the domains of music or theater or relationships or government, ecology. So this has been a definition or a declaration of composer that I have loved and find it exciting and liberating and also challenging to bring about that which without her and her attempt would not happen. How do you do that? I want to talk about two compositions that I've written in the last 5 or 6 years. I'm bringing the two because they're kind of based on a similar strategy. This little black box is the film called Healthcare in All the Wrong Places. We'll probably figure out a way to show it or link to it in this web series. And it's related to a second attempt I made, which is called Unrequited. And this is a theater piece of about 50 minutes. And the promo is very short. It says, 2 lovers, capitalism and socialism in 3 acts. So this is a theater piece for 2 performers. And this is a film whose script I wrote and directed, and the music I also wrote for about 25 people. Okay. So let me talk about healthcare in all the wrong places. I had been thinking about systems and came to a kind of a funny conclusion or temporary conclusion that systems, the reason we say healthcare system and not just healthcare is because the interaction of healthcare is a vulnerable interaction and it needs a kind of protective nesting around it. And that, I thought, is the proper function of a system. A system should protect a vulnerable, precious interaction. So in thinking about healthcare, I said, okay, there's healthcare. And is the hospital the system? Does the hospital protect that vulnerable, precious interaction? And I thought, wow, I don't think so. So then I started wondering, what if the nests for that healthcare interaction would not be hospital or clinic or nursing home? What if you put healthcare in a library? What if when you felt sick, your friend would go, well, go to the library then. I feel sick. Go to the library. Strange. What if healthcare was found in a church? What would happen? What if when you're looking for healthcare, you go to your bank, post office? What if when you're looking for healthcare, you go to a manicurist? So I posed to myself that what if the precious interaction were nested in wrong nests, like the bank or the library, what would happen to someone seeking healthcare in these wrong places? So this is the origins of healthcare in all the wrong places. You see about 20 people, all of our friends, in different places in town, saying these dialogues between the bank office person and the person needing healthcare, the manicurist and the person needing healthcare. And they're all different people, but they're all looking for healthcare. And the resulting conversations was really what I wanted to find out what would happen if the relationship were nested in an unusual nest. The one scene that I didn't write here, because I didn't have the courage, I wanted to make the final scene be the final scene of absurdity, where you suddenly realize that healthcare, this vulnerable, precious interaction of somebody seeking care and someone seeking to give care, that you'd suddenly see as the most absurd scene, that this healthcare interaction would be happening in a business for profit context. And what I wanted was the audience to go, ha 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 ha, that's the most ridiculous thing I've seen. Putting healthcare, that precious, vulnerable interaction, into a business context? No way. But I didn't write that scene because I was afraid everybody would feel it was very normal, of course. Of course. You're sick, you're asked for your insurance card, you have to get an appointment 2 months in advance. Common cold costs you $10,000. So that's healthcare in all the wrong places. Unrequited, I'm now asking myself to talk faster and get this over quicker. So unrequited was similar. I wanted to think about capitalism and socialism. And we're always told that capitalism and socialism are antagonists. They're enemies of one another. So there is nothing new to be talking about them as enemies to one another. It was just a tired, familiar context. Socialism tries something, capitalism interferes. Capitalism tries something, socialism tries to interfere. Nah, I didn't see anything. So I thought, could something be said that would be new, different, thought-provoking, if I posed them as lovers? What would happen if capitalism, business for profit, and socialism, the value of labor, were perceived as lovers? What conversations could happen? And I wrote those conversations. I kept it to 50 minutes because I wanted the audience to talk and discuss what they saw. So this is a play, and this is a film, and they're both trying to bring about that which, without me and my attempt, would not happen. Thank you, and I hope you are still very